Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. This video is another makeup basket video, and this time it's for the month of March. I'm a little bit behind, we're already a week into the month, but I still wanted to put this video up. This is the makeup basket that I put together for February. A lot of the stuff I used, some of it kind of got pushed to the wayside. Let me start by talking about all the makeup I ended up using up this month. So everything right here is actually empty makeup. It's very exciting. I never used this much makeup up in 1 month's time. A lot of it was in a project pan and a lot of it was almost finished. So I will be talking about these in my empties video at the end of the month, but these are all empty. So the two makeup products that I used the least this month are this Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter palette. This is a mix match of two different palettes. It's the Gleam and the That Glow kit. I just took the 4 lightest shades from those two and made my own palette. These are really pretty pinky colored highlighters. I just didn't grab for them as much as I did with other highlighters. I've been going for more champagne-y goldy highlights more so than pinky ones, just that I didn't get a chance to give it as much love as I would have wanted to. And same with this one. I love this palette. This is one of my favorite palettes that I own. I have an entire 5 Looks 1 palette video with the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette. It's gorgeous. I've really been focusing on my Pan Those Eyeshadows project, and so I haven't had a chance to really focus on using this a lot. I did use Crown a lot on the inner corner. I used Royal Highness a bit, but right now I'm just gonna put it back. I did use the Strobe Cosmetics palette quite a bit. I actually hit pan on Planchet. I am also working on the Strawberry Milk shade in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. And while we're at it, why don't I pull out the other eyeshadows in that project. So my last update, I also randomly chose this shade right here. It's Cougar by NYX. It's a single, really pretty yellow shade. That one I'll be focusing on this month. I will also be focusing on this shade right here, Sweet as Honey by Milani. It's from the Bold Obsessions palette. This one is also a shadow that I randomly chose. And the very last one is Rebel by Tarte. It's this darker burgundy red brown right here. So I will be focusing on these 4 palettes throughout the course of the month. I usually always talk about complementary shades in my Pan Those Eyeshadows updates, so if I pull out any other eyeshadows this month, I will talk about them in that video. Now for the rest of these, this Bye Bye Pores powder, I'm using this right now to set my eyeshadow primer and maybe clean up like underneath my contour if I feel like I've blended it down too far down. I've repressed this, so there's really not a ton left in there. I imagine this will be done by the end of the month. I'm not crazy about this powder. It's honestly just okay. I know this is going to be on sale during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. If you are curious about this powder, I think that is the time to try it because I think it's like half off. But other than that, I don't think this is like the best powder out there, and I'm excited to move it out of my collection. The Besame powder, I've taken the stopper out. There isn't a ton left in there. I imagine this will be done. I do have a Wet n Wild duo, like a contour duo with a yellowish powder. I think that'll be my new under eye setting powder for a bit until that's gone. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. You can see there's a little hole in the middle there. It's definitely a lot thinner and almost gone. I'll keep it in my makeup basket this month just for more natural days or days where I don't need as full of a coverage for a concealer, but this is nice and I imagine I'll use it up pretty soon. The Mad Lash Mascara from The Balm, I've had this open for about 2.5 months. This will be my last month having it open. I have like a love-hate relationship with this mascara. Like honestly, it's just okay. Sometimes it looks amazing, sometimes it doesn't. I think that's just me. I think that's just my skill level as a makeup applier. I think some days I do better at applying it than others. I don't know. It's just okay. This is like $18 full price, so it's definitely not something that I'm going to run out and repurchase. I got it during a half off sale during the holidays last year, and I'm glad I tried it. I think it's nice. I like the wand, but the formula like doesn't build enough to give me a lot of volume or length. This is the Pure Cosmetics Miracle Mist. I only have a little bit left, and the sprayer in the original bottle was starting to get a little bit sticky. I would push it down and it wouldn't come back up, so I decanted it and put it into an old Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray bottle. So I'm more than halfway done out of the 8-ounce bottle that the Pure Miracle Mist comes in. This is 4 ounces, and I'd say I'm probably around the 3/4 level in this bottle, so I think I have maybe 3 ounces out of the 8 original ounces left. And I do like this. I think it's really nice for this time of the year where my skin is a little bit drier. It's still pretty cold here in Pittsburgh, and so I like having something. I don't think it has a lot of alcohol in it, and it does leave me a little bit dewier than the All Nighter setting spray does. So if I'm going to use it at any point in time. It's going to be this time of the year. So I'm going to keep this in my basket for now. The Laura Geller bronzer, this is in the shade Sunrise Fair. I am almost finished with it. I've repressed it and I've hit pan on it again, and I don't have a ton left. I don't know if I'll finish it this month necessarily, but I will definitely have this finished pretty soon. This is a little container with all of my Meow Cosmetics powder foundation samples in here. I mixed all mine together because they all matched me pretty well. I picked a bunch with more golden or olive undertones, and I do like it, but I wouldn't say it has a ton of coverage. So if I am going to use it, it's either going to be on really light makeup days, or it's going to be me just using this as kind of like a tinted setting powder. The NYX Dark Circle Concealer, this one is almost finished. I don't have a lot left. I'll probably repurchase another one of these. As for the Too Faced blush, look at this pan. Look at how much I have dug out of this. I'm so excited. This is a gorgeous everyday blush. I think these are on sale on Too Faced website right now. I thought that they were discontinued. I thought that you couldn't get these anymore. So if you did miss your chance and you feel like you really want to get some of these blushes, I think they're on the Too Faced website right now. And I think this is really pretty. It's in the shade Baby Love. I would like to finish this blush this year, which, considering how quickly I'm going through it, especially now that I've hit pan, I really do feel like I can have this done definitely by the end of the year. So I'm going to keep this in this month. It's just a really nice everyday flushed type of natural blush color. So I am going to keep it for everyday looks. I did play with the Hourglass blush a lot, and I just kind of fell in love with it all over again. It's just such a pretty color. I want to get other shades from this brand. I have the Kevyn Aucoin Contour Powder. I finally hit pan on it. I love using it. I use it every day. I use a very light hand. I have the shade Light, which is perfect for my skin tone. The medium shade was just a tad bit too dark. And yeah, I'm going to keep this in this month as well. I have the Milani Stay Put eyeliner in the shade Hooked on Espresso. I like this one. I don't love it. It does transfer to the lower lash line. I recently purchased the Marc Jacobs highliner, and I've been really loving that. So I think I'm going to put this back. As for the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, I have not used this once. I don't know why I keep thinking I'm going to use it. I just never think to do it. Maybe one of these days. I'm just going to put it back and use my Urban Decay primer potion that I have. Okay, so for eyeshadows, I do have all those little palettes that I pulled out for my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. As much as I want to pull out the new Sultry palette, I recently purchased this. I've only got to play with it once or twice, and I do really like it. I don't think that I should pull this out because I feel like it'll distract me from the eyeshadows that I'm trying to hit pan on. So I'm going to fight the urge. I'm just going to close this drawer. I do have another drawer of eyeshadows right here, and it's got some little extra bits, and then it has some extra palettes in here. This is just like a Halloween face paint palette. I forgot that one of the shades from that Pan Those Eyeshadows project is in the e.l.f. Modern Mellows palette. It's this gold shade right here, so I am going to pull this out to play with this month. For blushes, I think I'm going to pull out the Hard Candy blush in the shade Living Doll. I've really been feeling more shimmery blushes, one that have like a little bit of a healthy sheen to them. So I'm going to pull this out this month. And I do have a new blush that I recently purchased that I'm going to pull out. I'll show that in a different drawer though. For bronzers, I am going to focus on that Laura Geller bronzer, but another one I would like to pull out and use more is the Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer. I actually think I'm going to try to use this one up. I've used up quite a bit. There used to be a dip on it, and there's no more dip to it. So I think that this is something that, because I am going to start using it really early in the year, I think maybe I could use it. I've had this for a long time. I'd like to use it more. It's a beautiful bronzer, so this will be the next one I use after the Laura Geller one's finished. Highlighters, one that I never use, even though I've only recently purchased it, is this NYX Paradise Fluff one. It's really unique and cool. It's got like a whitish gold with a purple kind of tone to it in this side, and then it has like a purple sparkly side, and then has like a really pretty coral. I don't know, it's really pretty. I would like to use it more, so I'm gonna pull it out this month. I've also been reaching for my Melt Stargazer highlighter a lot. I think Kathleen Lights just talked about this in her favorites recently, and it kind of reminded me of how much I love this, so I pulled it out last month and I want to use it again this month a little bit more. And I think I'm also gonna pull out Berlin Girl Glow from Becca. This one's also newer to my collection. It's really nice for every day. It's really, really pretty, so I am going to pull this one and play with it this month as well. For face products, I have been really on a powder foundation kick, so I'm going to pull out my Tarte powder foundation. I'm considering putting this in my future project pan. My drop 10 by summer, I believe, is the next one coming up. This is also my new color corrector from Bare Minerals. This is in the shade Light 1, so it's the lightest shade. It's got a little bit of a peachy kind of look to it, and I do really like it a lot so far. I've only used it maybe 3 or 4 times, but I am going to pull this out. I don't know if I'll finish the NYX Dark Circle Concealer this month. Even though there isn't a lot left, it takes forever to use up, but it's just nice sometimes just to have options, just to change it up. I'm also going to pull out the Cover FX Concealer. I'm in the shade G Light 2. And this is a really good match for me. It's kind of weird. It's got like a dot kind of applicator, so it's kind of weird. You don't need a lot of it. It is pretty decent full coverage, and it's very lightweight. I do like it so far, but I've only used it maybe 2 or 3 times, so I'm going to pull that out this month and use it on days where I like having a little bit more coverage. And I think for now that's everything for this drawer. For lips, I'm going to pull out the Je ne sais quoi by IT Cosmetics, and I'm also going to pull out Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury. I just feel like I'm really going to use these a lot with the eyeshadows that I have this month picked for my Panless eyeshadows. This is Pillow Talk. It's a really pretty nude. And then the Je ne sais quoi is a clear balm. It's really nice and moisturizing, but it leaves a little bit of a pinky purpley tint on your lips. So I'm going to pull these out to play with. I don't know what kind of looks I'm going to create. Maybe I'll pull out this. I'm also going to pull out the e.l.f. matte lip color in the shade Nearly Nude. I've been wearing this a lot with the more colorful shadow looks that I've been creating lately, and it's nice. I heard from, I think, Sarah Hubler here on YouTube. She said this was a dupe for the Kim K, the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick that's like named after Kim Kardashian. I'm pretty sure that's the one. And it's just nice. So I'm going to pull out these 3 and focus on them this month. So this bottom drawer down here, this is just stuff that I've recently purchased that I don't want to pull out just yet. One of those is a blush from Becca. It's in the shade Camila. It's a really, really pretty pinky shade. It's got a bit of a shimmer to it. I've really been loving luminous types of blushes lately, so I'm going to pull this one out and play with it. I haven't even used it yet. I've swatched it, but I haven't used it yet. It's really pretty, so I'm very excited to play with it this month. And you know what? I think I'm going to bust out the Invisible bronzer from Bare Minerals. I think I'm in the lightest shade, Fair to Light, yeah. And I haven't used this yet. I've only kind of like opened it and then stared at it a little bit. I hear really, really nice things about this bronzer. I am excited to try it. It reminds me a lot of the Dim Light powder from Hourglass, which I used as a bronzer. This is really, really pretty looking, and it looks like it would give a really nice natural sheen. So I'm excited to pull this out. I'm thinking of doing a get ready with me sometime this month or early next month where I do a full face of makeup that I've been trying lately. Maybe they're newer to my collection and I've just been giving some time to review them and let you know if they're worth the money. So I think I'm going to pull out a lot of my newer products, use them for a week or so, and then do a get ready with me, sharing my thoughts on the products. And I think this will be one of them. I'm considering pulling out this highlighter from Cover FX in the shade Moonlight. I think I'm going to hold off on it and play with some other highlighters first. I still have that NYX tri-colored one that I haven't played with enough, so I'm going to use that one this month and probably pull out the Cover FX one next month. Alright, so these are all the products I'm going to play with this month in my everyday makeup drawer. I am really, really excited for some of these new ones. I have a couple that are on their way out that might be finished by next month. And I'm just really, I don't know, I feel really good about this one. I'm very, very excited about the Bare Minerals bronzer and the Becca blush. I really want to play with those this month. Let me know if you've ever tried that NYX highlighter right here in the bottom corner there. Let me know if you've tried it. What is the best way to use it? What kind of brush do you use? Do you just mix it all in one and use it like as a blush highlighter combo? Do you use them, the 3 colors individually? I'm really unsure like how to best wear that. So let a girl know if you have any tips. I might also try to use them as eyeshadows or something too. A lot of high-end stuff in here this month. I think that was more of just a coincidence than anything else. But yeah, I'm very excited for this month. So let me know what products you're pulling out to use this month. If you have any suggestions on looks I can create with what I have in my makeup basket. But in the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!